So hello everyone, my name is Abhinav and in this video I will be sharing TCS Digital and TCS NQT exam pattern, coding questions and technical question, HR question which is asked in the interview and the TCS NQT coding assessment. So many of you have asked me to share my interview coding questions which is asked and some more coding question which may help you for your upcoming interview and coding assessment. So here I am with this video and sharing my experiences based on my personal experiences and my friends' experiences. I will be sharing all the details with you, and I will be covering frequent asked TCS NQT coding questions, including topics as well as examples, and CS fundamental questions and coding question, which is mostly asked in TCS digital interviews, and some behavior and HR questions, which is asked in again TCS digital interviews. And at the end of this video, I will be sharing some tips and tricks which you should be following before going for the interview. And believe me, guys, it will definitely help you, and it will increase the chances of your getting selected, and it will definitely make an impact of your interview. So let's start the video. So the very first part is the TCS NQT, and TCS NQT perform the exam in two parts. The very first part is the aptitude, logical, and verbal, and the second part is coding part. I will be covering the coding part. So in coding part, they usually ask one to two coding question, and you have to do within 30 to 60 minutes. And you have a list of languages you can use, and problems are based on algorithm and debug type. So what are the topics which is asked? So the topics are into two parts. The very first part is array, basic manipulation, string number manipulations, pattern matching, basic recursion, and the second part is searching, sorting, frequency counting, linked list, simple DP, puzzle. So why I'm saying two parts? The very first part is a very simple problem you can easily solve within 10 to 15 minutes, and then the second part, which comes into the medium lead code problem, we can say meet code level problem, in which you should have at least understanding of what is linked list, what is TP, how TP works, how recursion works, how string manipulation works, and how trees works. So if you have a knowledge of array, string, simple loops, recursion, so your 70 to 80% of coding problem at TCS NQT will be covering, and the rest part will be completed once you have a some much understanding of some DP, linked list, frequency counting, searching, sorting questions understanding. So this is all about TCS NQT coding assessment. Coming up, the questions which may ask in the coding assessment. So I have mentioned all the questions, including arrays topic, string topics, number based, and basic recursion, pattern matching, simple DS and DP topics. And I will be sharing this doc at my Telegram channel. I will be mentioning my Telegram channel link. You can go and download this doc and prepare accordingly. So these are the questions which are asked in TCS NQT coding assessment. Then, if you solve one questions, so you will be getting shortlisted for TCS digital interview. And if you solve more than one question, means one question complete test case and some test cases of the second question, so you will be asked for the TCS Prime interview. Some of the candidates asking me that if we don't solve any question, so what will be happen? So if you don't solve any question and if you just did the TCS coding, what we say, reasoning and aptitude part. So you will be called for system engineer role. No, not system. Sorry, it's a digital role. So you will be called for the interview of TCS digital role. Then let's come on the what to expect at the TCS digital interview. So you might have been asked about programming skills, CS fundamentals, projects depth, and some of the behavior questions which you may ask. Like for example, me, they have asked me some behavior question as well as projects, CS fundamental and problem solving skills. And then TCS digital CS fundamental question. I have also mentioned these topics, like these five topics are the most important topics. The last two topics are come if you are a prime candidate. Otherwise they wouldn't ask you if you are digital candidate, but if you prepare it, so then it might help you answering properly. So you can also follow these topics and revise it accordingly. Coming up the next part, which is emerging tech. So most of the company also want to ask, especially the MNCs want to ask, like how much are you aware about the emerging tech stacks, such as what do you know about AI ML, how it works? Have you worked on some of the AI ML projects? What do you mean by cloud computing? What is blockchain? What is data science? These are the tech stack. These are the emerging tech which interviewers want to ask at the interview. You should prepare accordingly, and you should have a basic knowledge of these tech stacks, emerging tech stack at least. Then the suggestion which I want to give you is that You should have like a basic understanding of these data structure, which is array, string, linked list, and trees. You should have at least array, string, and linked list understanding. And important thing is when you are going to, like for the very first tip is when you are going to explain the approach and coding problem. So you should at least discuss time complexity and space complexity, and you should write code very clean and very readable format. So it will definitely help you make you stand out. So this is the tip number one. Then the second tip is when they ask you some behavior or HR question. So sometimes what happened, we don't know about exact answer, like what we should answer. Like for my case, they asked me very random question, so I was not ready. So what I did, I use this star method, and you should also use this star method. Is it definitely help you? It always helped. So whatever the question they have asked, use this star method and answer it best possible way you can answer. Patiently, very calmly, you should answer. Then the project part. The third tip is project. Like you should explain your project like you are explaining your project to your junior. Like they don't know about anything about your project. So, and if you have mentioned anything related to AI, LLM, some emerging tech stack into your projects, so it will again make you stand out. So this is the tip number three. Like highlight your project as much as you can in a better, in a simple, in a impressive way. So this is the tip number three. And these are the points I have mentioned. You should make sure before preparing for the project explanation. Like sometimes they would ask you like what are the phases of your projects, how the API works and all. But according to these points, you can just prepare your projects. Then this is all about this, and this is the quick summary of whatever I have covered. And I will be sharing this doc at my Telegram channel. I will mention the link of my Telegram channel at the description. You can just go and check, as well as this is all about this video, and I wish you all the very best for your upcoming interviews and exams. And if you guys have any doubt, any questions regarding TCS NQT and TCS Digital interview or Prime interview, you can definitely ask me in this comment section, and I will definitely try to answer all the questions. And thank you very much. And this is all about this video. And if you have any topic, if you have any question, like anything I should make the video, you can just mention the topic in the comment. I will also try to make it as soon as possible. So that is all about this video. And thank you very much.